Okay, good morning to all and welcome to Supply Chain Management online classes. This is Dr. Mahesh M. Onjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Harvard. Okay, so dear students, before we continue with our supply chain drivers, okay, in chapter number 3, let me read the news for today related to supply chain. So I hope you are aware about a company by name Tesla. Okay. So whose CEO is Elon Musk. Tesla looks for space to open showrooms. Tesla is scouting for locations to open showrooms in 3 Indian cities and has hired an executive to lead its lobbying and business efforts ahead of its planned entry into the country. Sources familiar with the discussions said. The electric car maker in January registered a local company in India where it is expected to import and sell Model 3 sedan as early as mid-2021, seeking to target rich customers in niche market. The world's most valuable automaker by market capitalization is looking for commercial properties as large as 20,000 to 30,000 square feet, each to open showrooms and service centers in the capital New Delhi, financial hub Mumbai, in the west and Tech City Bangalore in the south. 3 sources said. Okay, so if you try to understand, okay, so we can directly link this news with the chapter that we are discussing, supply chain drivers. Okay, so in that the first driver of supply chain is facilities, the where part of the supply chain. Where means where the inventory will be kept. So facilities are nothing but okay, manufacturing plants, assembly plants, or warehousing locations. So here when we talk about for a passenger car, okay, it is an electric car. Okay, so car showrooms or car dealers, okay, so these are the warehouses in fact, or these are the facilities for a automobile company. Okay, and we also learn about the location of the facilities. Say for example, so here India, if Tesla is considering India as one country, okay, and they identified 3 locations: Delhi in the north, Mumbai, okay, in the west, and Bangalore in the south. Okay, and from which facility, which markets will be supplied? Okay, the demand from the north customers will be met from the showroom in Delhi. The demand from the west, okay, will be met from the facility in the Mumbai, and the demand from south will be met, okay, from the facility in Bangalore. Okay, so this is how we can talk about. So why only 3 facilities or 3 showrooms? Okay, the car is very expensive, and they are trying to target the rich customers, so which is typically a niche market. And second thing, the product will be not manufactured in India. Okay, so this electric car will be imported and sold into India. It means the car will be manufactured in some other country. So I hope we can understand now, okay, the depth of the supply chain. Okay, so a manufactured car will be exported from some foreign country into India. Okay, and in India it is imported and then distributed through the 3 showrooms, each serving a particular geographical market. Okay, so I hope you can connect with the news. So with that, let me go ahead and begin with okay, the syllabus from where we stopped in the previous class. Okay, students, can you see the PowerPoint slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now yesterday we started the chapter number 3, supply chain drivers. Okay, now let me focus on that. So like how engine, okay, what drives a car? Okay, the major okay parts of a car that drive it include engine and maybe fuel is required for engine. Okay, then tires. Okay, and the wheel. Wheel means the okay steering. Okay, and a driver. Right. So these drive a car. Similarly, what drives the performance of a supply chain? So these are referred as drivers of supply chain performance, and they include facilities, inventory, transportation, information, sourcing, and pricing. Okay, so we have understood what are drivers of supply chain, and okay, what is the role of these drivers in achieving the balance between responsiveness and efficiency, which is referred to as strategic fit. Okay, yesterday I have explained in detail what is the meaning of responsiveness, what is the responsive supply chain, and what is the efficient supply chain. Like Walmart's supply chain is more efficient, and to some extent it is responsive. Amazon's supply chain is highly responsive, but to some extent it is efficient also. So you can recall. Then we learned about in brief what exactly are these drivers of supply chain. Okay, then we learned how these drivers are grouped into logistical drivers and cross-functional drivers. Okay. Then we started learning what are facilities, what is the role of facilities in supply chain, what is the role of facility in competitive strategy. We considered a couple of examples as well. Okay. So now management means, okay, it involves decision making. Okay, that's why in MBA, if you understand the pedagogy, the methodology involved, maybe evaluation, case studies, assignments. Okay, they enable you to make a better decision maker, provided you learn properly. Okay. So even in supply chain management or managing the supply chain drivers, the manager need to make certain decisions that will decide the performance of supply chain. So these decisions are made with respect to each of the drivers. So let us understand now what are the decisions that are related to facilities. So facilities, please remember, manufacturing plants, assembly plants, or warehousing. Even the distributor, storage, or retailers are also referred to as facilities. So first, role. So what role facility should play? What role the facilities should play in the supply chain? So whether the facility should be flexible or dedicated. So I'll give a very simple example. Okay, though now Tata Nano factory is closed. Okay, so when Tata Nano factory was built, that factory was dedicated to make only Tata Nano cars. So no other cars were made in the factory. Okay, so you can understand. But when you consider Tata Motors factory in Dharwad, okay, so they manufacture medium commercial vehicles as well as okay small commercial vehicles like Tata Ace, Zip. Okay, and they manufacture other commercial vehicles also. So Tata Motors plant in Dharwad is a flexible one which can manufacture many products. Okay, whether the facility should be product focused or functional focus. Okay, so say for example, the Tata Motor plant in Dharwad, okay, is an assembly plant. No spare parts or components are manufactured in Dharwad plant. They are only assembled. Okay, so Tata Motors plant in Dharwad or Tata Motor facility in Dharwad is a functional focused facility. They focus on the function of assembly. Product focused means where the product is actually manufactured. Okay, so where the engine is manufactured, for example, where the chassis is built, for example, so these plants will be product focused facilities. Then second is the location. Okay, so what should be the location of the facilities? So whether the facility should be centralized or decentralized, that again depends on whether the supply chain should be efficient or responsive. Okay, so efficient means, please remember, low cost. Okay, in simple words, you can remember efficient means low cost. Okay, so if the company wants its supply chain to be efficient, means have low cost, the company would prefer a centralized facility. Okay, means a company will have very few large number of facilities. It may be manufacturing units or warehouses. Very few large number of facilities. Sorry, the company will have very few warehouses or very few facilities with a large production capacity, very high production capacity, manufacturing plants, or with very high storage capacity warehouses. So what is the advantage here? Since the production plant will have a very higher production capacity, they will be able to achieve economies of scale and bring down the fixed cost per unit. And that leads to reducing the overall cost per unit. So thus, the company achieves efficiency, or thus facilities help achieve efficiency for a company. But if the company is planning to achieve responsiveness through its supply chain, then the facility should be decentralized. Okay. So if you can recall the example which I gave in the beginning, Honda and Toyota, these are Japanese companies. Okay, and in Europe and America, they have many number of smaller production capacity facilities, and each of these facilities are located close to the market. As I mentioned earlier, in America, it takes a typical 14 days from a car to arrive from production place to the dealer showroom. Okay, so if the production facilities are located close to the market, this 14 days time can be reduced. It means the Honda and Toyota companies can able to deliver the products quickly when the dealer orders. Okay, so that reduces the operating cycle, which I have taught you in semester 2 corporate finance. Shorter the duration of the operating cycle, okay, it means the responsiveness of the company is very high. The company can deliver the orders in lesser time. Okay, this in turn again improves efficiency of the company. Then capacity. Okay, capacity when we say, okay, either it can be flexible or it can be efficient. Okay, so flexibility when we say on the same assembly line, different types of products can be assembled or built. Okay, but here the company will not be able to achieve economies of scale, but the supply chain will be highly responsive as it can fulfill the orders of different variety of products. But if the company is planning to achieve efficiency, so the capacity of manufacturing a product should be very high, where they achieve economies of scale. Okay. Then once the decisions are made, which are related to facilities, how the company will comes to know that whether the decisions made are right or wrong. It means the outcome of these decisions have to be evaluated, or the performance of the supply chain need to be evaluated in terms of facility decisions. So this is done by way of considering facility related metrics, or using performance of the supply chain with respect to facility decisions can be evaluated using facility related metrics. So let us understand what is it. Capacity. Okay. Capacity measures the maximum amount of facility. So if you consider a production facility, so what is the production capacity of the plant, for example? Okay. So please excuse me 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. So capacity means the annual production capacity of a factory. Okay, that is quite simple. If it is a warehouse, what is the storage capacity of the warehouse? For example, okay, now Utilization is a facility related metric. So capacity is a decision. What should be the production annual production capacity of a plant? This is the decision made by the supply chain managers. And whether that decision is right or wrong. Okay, so that can be understood by calculating the utilization percentage. So utilization measures the fraction of capacity that is currently being used. Say for example, the factory can make 1 million units per year, means a 10 lakh units per year. And presently the company is making only 7 lakh manufacturing 7 lakh units per year. So what does it mean? The utilization is 70%. 30% production capacity remains unutilized. So this is a wrong decision because irrespective of the number of units manufactured, the fixed costs are going to remain same. So the fixed cost per unit will be higher in this case. Then theoretical flow or cycle time of production measures the time required to process a unit. Okay. So how much time it takes? Okay, from the first point till the last point where the raw materials enter into the production process until the finished goods come out of the factory. So longer the duration or longer the time, okay, it means the company will be able to manufacture lesser number of units in a given period of time. But if that cycle time of production is lesser, it means in the same time period, the company will be able to manufacture more number of units. Okay, then actual average flow or cycle time. This is another facility related metric which is used in evaluating the facility related decisions. So cycle time measures the average actual time taken for all units processed over a specified duration such as a week or month. Say for example, Tata Motors Dharwad, they manufacture Tata Ace Zip, okay, small commercial vehicles. So the total number of Tata Ace Zips manufactured in a week divided by, okay, sorry, the time taken to manufacture all units, time taken to manufacture all Tata Ace Zips in 1 week, okay, in Tata Motors Dharwad, divided by the time taken. Let us say 8 hours a day we consider, so 8 into 7, 40, 56 hours. So whatever number of Tata Ace Zips are produced in a week divided by 56 hours, or you can write them in minutes also. So that will give you the average, actual average flow or cycle time. The average actual time taken for all units processed over a specified duration such as a week or month. So this average, actual average flow or cycle time should be lower. The lower time is preferred. It means in the same time period, the company could manufacture more number of units. Okay, so this is how the facility related metrics are, facility related decisions are evaluated periodically. Okay, yeah. So any questions, students? Any questions?
Sir,
Yes.
in like taking Varun beverages in Dharwad,
Okay.
how it in odd season, in winter season, how it capacity and utilization is balanced, sir?
How its
Capacity is it is underutilized, sir.
correct.
In some, how it will be balanced in summer season?
How it will be balanced means how they increase production you want to ask.
In winter season, it will be underutilized, sir. But
Correct.
in
Correct. What you are saying is correct. What is the question?
how it will be balanced in summer season, Sanjay? What is the production?
Balanced means what? Summer the demand will be more.
Yes, sir. But the capacity is same.
Capacity is same.
Same.
Okay, see, I'll tell you when we visited Varun Beverages, then it was a Nectar Beverages 10, 12 years ago for first batch of students. Okay, what they mentioned is during winter and monsoon, the manufacturing okay is done only in one shift of 8 hours. You heard me? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
Then during summer, they said they run the manufacturing in 3 shifts. Okay, you heard me?
Okay.
So
Yes,
in
sir.
that case, yes, the supply chain management was not efficient. Nectar Beverage relatively was a smaller company.
Yes.
Okay, the supply chain management was not efficient because in summer and winter, the production capacity was underutilized, so fixed cost per unit was quite high. But maybe that
Yes, sir.
was compensated during the additional demand during summer. Okay, they did not provided any details, but now, okay, for your juniors, we took them for the industrial visit in Varun Beverages, and I asked the same question. What they said is now, it is neither winter, monsoon or summer. Production runs in 3 shifts. It means the production capacity is utilized to the maximum extent. So fixed cost
Maximum.
per unit is lowest.
Yes, sir.
You understand now? So utilization. So here,
Yes, sir.
when Varun Beverages Private Limited, so utilization is measured. So it is maximum, more than like 90%, 95%. So they have overcome this problem because Nectar Beverages is a different company. So that is acquired by Varun Beverages. And Varun Beverages is the only single franchisee in India for Pepsi. Okay, and Varun Beverages has around 36 bottling plant across India. So on
Okay,
behalf
sir.
of Pepsi, manufacturing, distribution, and selling, all is done by Varun Beverages across India. So it's a better company, so they have better supply chain management. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, good question.
Thank
Anybody else? Okay, so then let me take attendance first before I continue with inventory driver. Nishad,
Yes, sir.
Aditya,
Present, sir.
Ishwarya,
Present, sir.
Akshata,
Present, sir.
Akshay Pujari, Akshay Kulkarni,
Present, sir.
Akshay Korodkeri,
Present, sir.
Ankita,
Sir, Akshay Pooja, network problem.
Akshay Pujari present. Then Ankita, Anusha,
Present, sir.
Apeksha,
Yes, sir.
Arpita, Ashutosh,
Present, sir.
Ashwini,
Yes, sir.
Prasad,
Yes, sir.
Supriya,
Present, sir.
Divya, Gautam, Geeta.
Present, sir.
Yes, sir.
Gautam is present.
Yes, sir.
Geetanjali,
Present, sir.
Gururaj,
Present, sir.
Hanumant Rai. Yeah, present. Bhimaya,
Present, sir.
Kalaya,
Present, sir.
Karthik, Manjur,
Yes, sir.
Manoj,
Yes, sir.
Meghna Kalburgi, Meghna Lokhande,
Present, sir.
Nagaratna, Nandan,
Present, sir.
Navya,
Yes, sir.
Nidhi,
Yes, sir.
Nikita,
Present, sir.
Pooja,
Present, sir.
Pradeep,
Yes, sir.
Pramod, no, Ranjali,
Yes, sir.
Present, sir.
Prashant,
Yes, sir.
Prima,
Present, sir.
Priya,
Present, sir.
Rahul,
Present, sir.
Ram,
Present, sir.
Rohit,
Yes, sir.
Varsha,
Present, sir.
Samuel, okay, Sharan,
Present, sir.
Sharayu,
Present, sir.
Shilpa,
Yes, sir.
Shreya,
Present, sir.
Srinidhi,
Sir, Shreya.
Shreya present, Srinidhi,
Present, sir.
Shruti,
Present, sir.
Shweta Kokne,
Present, sir.
Shweta Kalkeri,
Present, sir.
Snehal, Suchitra,
Present, sir.
Sudarshan, Sudha,
Present, sir.
Suman is not present. Maru,
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Vaishnavi, Vishal,
Present, sir.
Sharadhi,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Vaishnavi is present.
Sir, Suman is present.
Suman is present. Mark present.
Sir.
Okay. Why,
Sir,
what
28
about
present, sir.
Vaishnavi?
Sir, 28 present, sir.
1 minute. I'm calling somebody's name.
Sir, she was
Vaishnavi.
present, sir.
Vaishnavi is present. Okay.
Sir, Ankita is present.
28. Nagaratna present.
Yes, sir. Present. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, 35.
35 is Pradeep. Marked present.
Seven, sir.
Pramod. Pramod is marked now present. Now others.
7, sir.
Ankita. Okay. So all everybody give attendance. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then let's continue again. Software facility. So here comes inventory. So what are we going to learn about inventory? Role in the supply, role of inventory in the supply chain, role of inventory in the competitive strategy, and components of inventory decisions. So first, role of inventory in the supply chain. Inventory exists because of a mismatch between supply and demand. Okay. See, when the products are manufactured, okay, they are not demanded immediately. So there is a time gap between when they are manufactured or supplied and when they are demanded. So until then, until the customer demands, the finished goods have to be kept in some place. So the stock of that finished goods waiting for the customer order is nothing but inventory. Okay, and inventory is a source of cost and it influences responsiveness. Let us learn how. Okay, so what is the role of inventory in a competitive strategy? If responsiveness is a strategic competitive priority, a firm can locate larger amounts of inventory closer to customers. Okay, so remember Toyota and Honda automobile companies, their location of their manufacturing plants in Europe and America. What they have done? Okay, they have many production capacity, many production plants located closer to market. Market means customers. The moment a dealer places an order, the manufactured or finished goods, that is passenger cars, are delivered in lesser time. So if responsiveness, that is called responsiveness. Okay, how quickly you can fulfill a customer order, fast or speed. So if responsiveness is a strategic competitive priority, a firm can locate larger amounts of inventory closer to customers. Larger here means not unreasonably larger. So, okay, we are talking about the optimal inventory. Okay, optimal means when a car dealer places orders for different models of cars. So all those models of cars should be available in sufficient quantity. That is how we say larger amount of inventory, huh? Not unreasonable amount of unreasonably larger amount. Then if a cost is more important, if the supply chain has to be efficient, low cost, then inventory can be reduced to make the firm more efficient. That's it. Higher the inventory, larger the inventory, larger will the inventory carrying cost. Overall supply chain cost will be more. And if the company want to give priority to cost, it means they should reduce the level of inventory. So lower the level of inventory, lower will be the inventory carrying costs. Okay, and this way supply chain will be more efficient. But the company or a manager always need to make a trade-off. Remember this. Okay, so what is that trade-off? If the company stocks unreasonably larger amount of inventory, definitely means more than required excess stock. Though they will be able to fulfill all the customer orders, but the excess inventory will remain unsold, and the working capital will be locked into those unsold goods. And the plus inventory carrying cost also will be larger. So supply chain will not be very efficient. Then at the same time, if the company maintains inventory levels below the normal, what will happen? There will be cost of lost sales. So there may be demand, but due to lower level of inventory, the demand will not be fulfilled. So that is why the manager needs to make a trade-off. Trade-off here is maintaining the optimal level of inventory, neither larger level nor a low level. Okay, or in case where a manager has to make a decision where cost is more important, the cost of lost sales, the company has to maintain a lower level of inventory. Or if the priority is the responsiveness, responsiveness is more important, fulfilling customer orders. Okay, then the company will maintain a larger amount of inventory. In that case, the cost will be higher, the supply chain will not be very efficient. So that is the trade-off. This example of Karnataka Medical's Dharwad I will not consider here now because I have already gave you the example and explained. Then what are the decisions that are taken with respect to inventory management? As now we learned, inventory can influence responsiveness or efficiency of the supply chain. So the manager need to make right decisions with respect to inventory. The first one is cycle inventory. Okay, decision with respect to cycle inventory. First, what is cycle inventory? Cycle inventory is the average amount of inventory used to satisfy demand between shipments. Shipment means delivery. Say for example, all the distributors when they place an order. Okay. So when they place an order, so when the last shipment arrived at the distribution center. Okay, and when the next shipment is going to arrive from the company. So in between the distributor or distribution center needs to hold inventory so that they can fulfill the retailer orders. So that inventory is called as cycle inventory. The size of the cycle inventory, how much to hold between two deliveries of the company or two shipments. The inventory to be held, that size depends upon production, transportation and purchase in large lots. Say if there are quantity discounts offered by the company, then in that case definitely the distributor or distribution center will buy in larger quantities. So the size of cycle inventory will be usually high. And it also depends upon the production or transportation. If the transportation is frequent and faster, okay, in that case the company can hold lower level of cycle inventory. As the transportation is frequent and faster, okay, more deliveries will be made in smaller quantities to the buyer end or distribution center. Okay, then safety inventory. Safety inventory is held in case demand exceeds expectations. Say for example, during the festive season of Deepavali, generally the demand will be higher than other months. So in such a case, what the supply chain stages do, including manufacturer, distributor, and a retailer. They hold some excess stock. We call that as safety inventory. But the company need to consider the cost of carrying too much inventory versus cost of losing sales. This is similar to the inventory decisions. Okay, so in case the company holds too much excess safety inventory after the festive season, if it remains unsold, okay, it will be difficult to sell for the company. But if it holds lesser, okay, safety inventory, there are chances that demand will be more, and due to the lower level of safety inventory, the company will not be able to meet demand and lose sales. So they have to make a trade-off between this. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. So I will stop here. Okay, because comfortably we can discuss and complete. So this one more decision with respect to inventory is remaining, that is seasonal inventory, which we'll discuss in next class next week. Okay. Then after which I will discuss about inventory related metrics, means how the inventory decisions are evaluated. Okay. So any queries so far, students?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. See, most of the subjects, okay, or I would say all of the subjects require a lot of reading from your end in order to understand and enjoy. Most of the subjects are quite interesting. Okay. So like for example, maybe it is marketing or supply chain management also. Okay, I have been teaching over a decade, but I never lost interest in teaching these subjects. And especially the subjects, every year I learn something new. Okay, especially by reading news in the newspaper related to supply chain, reading articles in the magazine related to supply chain, okay, watching some documents or videos on YouTube related to supply chain, okay, and while speaking also I can connect all the dots. Okay, so that way it is quite interesting for me to learn and teach. So for you also, if you can read a lot related to each subject, news, articles, then you'll be able to connect with the subject. Only then you can appreciate the quality of my classes, okay? Otherwise, okay. Okay then, so all of you, happy weekend. Take care. See you next week, Thursday, 9 o'clock, okay?
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Wish you the same.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.